Ready for our first Halloween Horror Nights 2025?
Who knows if I am?
Come along and let's see what it's like.
Oh god, that sun just got me. uh, Halloween Horror Nights.
Now, this is our very first Halloween Horror Nights over here at Universal Studios Orlando. They do also do this in Universal Hollywood. The houses will be a little different. It's a little different experience. So we're going to talk just based off this one. This is our very first one, and it's a big learning curve for us because we've never done it before. So just a preference, we are going October 29th, which is the very last week of Halloween Horror Nights, and it's a Wednesday night, so should have a little bit lower bit of a crowd, and we are using Express Pass for the houses, just because it's our first one and we want to knock everything out as quickly as possible. Now, if you are at Universal Studios during the day, or you're doing a park-to-park ticket between that and Island of Adventure, and you have Halloween Horror Night tickets as well, you can actually enter the queue way earlier. So if you're already in the park, you'll just get a band, and then you can be in there around 4. Whereas if you are just coming to the party, you're going to be able to get in around 6's opening ceremony. They say it starts at 6:30, usually opens a little bit earlier. For us, it did open right before 6. Since we're using, we're staying on property and we're using Express Pass, we did have a separate entrance, just besides regular standby line. So it did move a lot quicker, but it kind of pumps you out in the same entrance area once you're actually in. Now, for Halloween Horror Nights, there are going to be 10 haunted houses to go through. There's going to be 4 scare zones. There is a show. There's going to be like a light water show as well. The first show is like a live stage entertainment performance. So there's a lot going on, and then you're also going to have a couple different rides open, which is going to be the Mummy, the Gringotts ride over in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You also have the Men in Black ride, and there's one other ride. Transformers, that's the other ride. So there's going to be those 4 rides open. And then you're also going to get the Death Eaters out. They have a show during Halloween Horror Nights as well. Now, some of the rides and the Death Eaters will end before the party ends. So just make note of that. Now, they do suggest that nobody under 13 comes to this. It can be scary. But there were actually quite a bit of kids there enjoying it. So just so you know, when you enter, there's going to be like the clowns or the scare actors with the chainsaws. And then you've got the gargoyles, you've got the birds on stilts. So right away, they're getting you. If you can see, it's super bright here when you first enter, which I think takes off a little bit of that scare factor. But most of the video, I'm actually laughing because it's fun to see other people get scared, not me. But it is a good time just like people watching. Now, if you're somebody that is worried about the bathrooms, like our crew was, we did stop before we went to the back because they're going to actually take you to get to the houses off of the main path into kind of like their backlot movie area that you can't normally go. And there are bathrooms back there, so don't worry if you're like, I don't know if I should go now. You can totally go now, but once you're back there, there's plenty of restrooms. There's going to be more physical spaces, and then almost like a trailer type bathroom. So you're going to be totally fine if that's a concern for you. Now, something to make note of when you first enter, at least for this one, we had 4 houses right next to each other, so we're going to knock those out first. I heard that for the Express Pass, they were letting like 150 to 200 of those people in first, and then letting like 50 standby line. I will say we didn't really wait more than like 2 to 10 minutes to get into a house. Maybe one was a little longer, but we got through super quick. Now, these haunted houses weren't like anything I was expecting. The ones that I've been to are they put you in like a group of 8 or 10 people, and they let you go in. This one, they're like conveyor belting you in, so you're very close to somebody in front of you. So I think it makes it a lot less scary because depending on where you end up in like your friend group of the line, you can kind of see the people in front of you get scared and then kind of time when somebody's going to jump out. So you're not going to get every jump scare. I don't like jump scares, but I actually had a really fun time here in these haunted houses. Again, there's 10 of them. So there's going to be like 5 kind of when you enter on the side, and then a couple spread out in the back, and then the rest are going to be on the other side of the park. So you want to take it kind of like a clock. If you got express pass, it doesn't really matter the order you go in. So we just did it that way. If you aren't using the express pass, then you're going to have a different plan to get through all these houses. Now, besides the houses, you are also going to have areas with different food booths, which are going to be lined up pretty much back to back, as well as a couple of restaurants are going to be open. Like They Turn, you'll see later, Mel's Drive-In into Mel's Dine with some zombie scare actors. And just remember, like, all these people are actors, so even if they're jump scaring you or they're coming after you, like, still be kind to them. Don't try to, like, attack them or yell at them. Like, it's all in good fun. Be kind to the employees, because you can see, like, we started in the light, and then like an hour and a half later, it's so dark, so it's going to be much harder to see, and it's going to entice you and encapsulate you into more of this haunted horror night feeling that they have going on. Now remember, if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, it is open until 2 a.m., so it's a pretty long late night. So some tips: you're going to want to make sure that you stay hydrated, you definitely eat something, and there's going to be restrooms everywhere, so make sure that you hit those up frequently. You're also probably going to want to, if you're staying the whole night, maybe take a power nap during the day if you went to the parks. We went to the parks in the morning, and we did go back and relax for a little bit. And then make sure you have like some good walking shoes on, because there is going to be quite a bit of walking. Also take note that there could be like some little strobe or flashy lights throughout, so if you are prone to any medical things that could bother you, just kind of be aware when you're walking around. There's not too many of them, but there might be some, especially in the houses, and they do try to warn you of that before you enter on all the signs. And then also make sure that you have the app downloaded, because you'll be able to see in there how long the house wait times are. But also be mindful, like if you see one that's super low and the rest are high, if you run over to the low one, everybody else is probably going to do that too, so it could bounce that time up. So just be really, really mindful of that. If you are trying to stay hydrated, you can always bring like an empty water bottle and then fill it up in one of the restaurants, because that's a great way that you don't have to keep buying beverages. Now, if you're somebody that also kind of gets claustrophobic or you don't like groups of crowds, there are going to be spaces where it is really tight. Like once we get back here to the dance party, that's going to be a really, really tight spot. Arthur Clown also kind of hangs out around here and moves around. We did see him passing through. Just make sure once you push through that, it's a little bit better. And again, if you need breaks from the haunted houses or just walking around, go hang out in Diagon Alley. That's a great spot. We went over there for like an hour and a half. Saw the Death Eater show, which they do like a whole little, I'm going to give a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear that, pass it like 15 seconds. They do those cool, like, they pull some of the audience in and do like a wizard type battle, which I've not seen. So that was a lot of fun. And then we also rode Gringotts, which was pretty quick. And if you have Express Pass, it does work for those rides during Halloween Horror Nights. I tried to ask if it was a one-time use or a multiple-time use, and they couldn't really give me an answer. I would think it's just one time, but try it and see. Another quick note about the Death Eaters. They are going to have multiple shows going on. So I think they reset every like 15, 20-ish minutes. So if you do miss one of the shows, make sure you stick around or hop back in, because they're going to do it again. And you can also see there's going to be another part of each of the shows. So make sure you hang out in the area and you get both sections of it. Now, you're definitely going to want to hang out in the scare zones for a little bit, or if you need a break, it's fun to people watch. There's a couple different spots. So you have the Origins of Horror, which is what you saw when we walked in. And then we went over to the Mutations Toxic 20s, which is where everybody had like that green goop on them. We are also going to be going over to the Lady of Crooked Lane later, which is the one I'm most excited for. We have Masquerade Dance with Death, which they're vampires. I don't think we saw them, or if we did, we only saw a glimpse of them. And then Mel's Diane Zombies, which you'll also see later. So all of those are really great, and you definitely want to pop in and hang out there for a little bit. Now, at this point of the night, we've done 4 of the 5 houses possible that we've passed. So we did Five Nights at Freddy's, we did Terrifier, we did the WWE, The Horrors of Wyatt Sicks. We passed over the El Artista, A Spanish Haunting, because we wanted to save that for the end of the night. And then we also did Grave of Flesh and then Jason. So we've gotten a lot of them out of the way. We also did the Mummy Returns ride. We went to Diagon Alley. We watched the Death Eaters. We did the Gringotts ride. And we got food. So that's all before 10 p.m. So we still have a couple houses left to do, but knocking it out pretty quickly with the Express Pass. And then we're also going to rank and talk about our wait times for each house, so you have something to kind of go off of, at least based on our experience from tonight. Now, on our way to the next houses, we did pass Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay, which is the live show that they have. It's supposed to be really cool, theatrical, acrobatics, dancing, fire, all things that everybody would love. We heard right before we got there, like I guess a week or two before, one of the acrobats got hurt on the final stunt, so they changed that, and then some of the dancers either got let go or quit. For various reasons, so they had to adjust the show so it wasn't as good and didn't make as much sense. So because of that, we decided to skip it so we can knock the rest of the houses out before midnight. But I heard originally it was amazing, so I would like to see that at some point. Alright, so now that we are on the other side of the park, we're going to do the rest of the houses, which is Galkin, Monsters of the North. We hit up Fallout, we did Dolls, Let's Play Dead, and then we did the Demon Bounty Hunters. After that, we walked through the Lady on Crooked Lane. We had seen it during the day, wanted to see it at night when the show was actually going on. They had the actors out, but since we were trying to make it out by midnight, we just kind of passed through there and saw a little bit of the characters and shows. But it looks really cool. And then we traveled over to Mel's Diane to see the zombies. We didn't eat there. And then we ran over and we finished up the night with the El Artista, A Spanish Haunting, which was actually pretty low wait time in comparison to earlier, since it is at the beginning of the park entrance. So most people have already gone through it at that point. Now, once we were done with the last house, we stopped to grab a couple souvenirs, a bite to eat, and then head back to the resort. We made it back to the resort after doing all that by 12:50 a.m. With the flight leaving at 7, I think, 6:30. So we had to be out of the hotel by 5:15. Overall, our experience was amazing. We had a blast. We're going to definitely go again. And I did want to go through and just talk about the order of houses we did from start to finish, with how long we waited per each house, as far as how long it took to get in, and then go through the house. And then as well, rank them. We started the night out at Five Nights at Freddy's. It took 16 minutes to get through the entire house, and it had a 115-minute posted wait time. Also, I want to clarify, I keep calling them like haunted houses. They're horror houses. That's just a me thing, so apologies if anybody is upset about that. Now, after that, we went to the WWE house because it was right next door. We waited 11 minutes from time of entering to exit, and they had a posted 45-minute wait. After that, we went to Grave of Flesh. It was 19 minutes total from entry to exit, and they had a posted 50-minute wait. After that, we did the Terrifier. We waited 31 minutes and it had a 90-minute wait. Now, to be fair, so they will have a casting changeover, so we actually got to see that, which was really cool. But that did take a little bit longer because they have to get the scare actors in and out, swap them out. So we got a fresh batch of them for our walkthrough, but it did take a little longer. And then a note about that house, there is a dry and a wet path. We did the dry path. If you choose to do the wet path, you will probably get very, very wet. Then the Jason Universe house was a 115-minute wait. It only took us 19 minutes to get through there. Then Galkin Monsters of the North was posted with a 75-minute wait, and it took us 21 minutes. Fallout was a 70-minute wait, and it took us 19 minutes. Dolls Let's Play Dead was a 60-minute wait. It took 9 minutes for us. Hatchet, the Bounty Demon Hunter, was a 50-minute wait, and it took us 17 minutes. And then El Artista, a Spanish haunting, was set at 50 minutes, and it took us 14 minutes to get through there. Now, as far as like favorite houses versus scariest houses, I would say the El Artista house was one of my favorite. It was very beautiful. Terrifier was another favorite. It was so fun. Jason Universe was probably one of the most jump scare ones. I also really liked Five Nights at Freddy's. Scare level is like a 4, but it was just nostalgic, and I really like that movie. Galkin, Monsters of the North, was another favorite. It's new this year. It's a special IP. It was really well done. So ones that I would rank towards the bottom, Fallout was fine. Dolls, also okay. Those are a little lower on the scare level. The Grave of Flesh was one of the ones I liked the least, and maybe it's just because of what I heard about it. It's just weird and creepy and gross, so like I would say that one was my least favorite. And then the Hatchet Demon Hunter was, I think we were all a little like scared of that one, but we also hit it at a weird time where I think they had just changed the scare actors because some of the resets were weird, so that one was just like a weird run through. For us. And the WWE one is actually really good and surprisingly more jump scare than we expected. So it's kind of like a mixed bag, and it's really all over the place for most people on which houses rank high and low. But that's kind of where we're at. Overall, we would definitely do this again. We highly recommend that you do this at some point because it's so fun, and take a group of friends with you. If you would like to go to your own Halloween Horror Nights, let us know. For next year, we'd love to help you get set up with your crew and find the best dates for you to go. Now, that's all we have for you this week. If you're not already, please go subscribe down below so you can stay up to date when we post all of our new content. And then make sure you let us know down below which house was your favorite if you went, and which houses you would like to see for next year's Halloween Horror Nights. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day, and we will catch you later. Bye!